Unfortunately,
Hmm.
innovation has become more about your access to capital, such you can go buy the future, versus the grit and creativity of bootstrapping something really exceptional. And if you
Well,
show
except,
me the company, go ahead. You
well,
disagree. Push
product does
back. Push
matter.
back. I'm
Quality.
ready.
Pushback. I'm going to push back because
Tim
I
Kaine
think
is a man.
product
Push back
matters.
on me. Go ahead. He
Listen to
has
me.
testicles.
Listen to me.
Go ahead.
Listen to me as usual.
Yeah.
Product
Yeah.
matters. I do think the reason Netscape and Amazon is because the products became more and better and better and better. And Lemonade is a better product. You could think of
Yep.
all of those. So I think narrative is important, but it does have to have. Teslas are great cars, and the economics are out of whack. They're just largely because it's so expensive to create a car company, and sell it and distribute it and create a whole. He's changing a whole new paradigm. He's changing the whole paradigm of transportation, and so that's very difficult. But I do think you can't do it without. You can't have any substance without the quality product like Airbnb, which is going to go public. Right? Yesterday there was news of that.
I think you're hearkening
News
back to
of
the good old days
private.
when we were in innovation economy and Google was a 10x better product, Instagram, Tesla are 10x
Mhm.
better products. I think unfortunately we've now evolved to this what I'll call cheap capital economy, where the player
Mm.
that is perceived as the disruptor gets cheap capital and then can go buy the features and people and distribution and
Mm.
small companies to make a better product. I think what you're
I
describing is a
think.
healthier economy that happened from
Mhm.
2000 or the introduction of Google 95 to about 2011. Now it's really about how much capital and how fast you can raise that capital and identify yourself as the leader or the disruptor.
I do think you talked about SPACs. This idea of SPACs is a really important one.
Hmm.
That there's Chamath Palihapitiya did that with Virgin Galactic, and there's others.
Hmm.
And again, my boyfriend Andrew Ross Sorkin discussed it. It's a SPAC
Hmm.
economy, like that people can do this, and
Hmm.
that speaks to doing IPOs quicker, like and better, and not this ridiculous New York you know kerfuffle they do every time. And is that negative or positive? These SPACs, special.
It's usually
What is it?
you would
Is it
argue that historically it's an indication of a top. What it is it basically circumvents IPO, it circumvents SEC and institutional investor scrutiny. And people are so
right?
desperate to take advantage of the Robinhood investors that are using the stimulus check to lever up with nuclear bomb devices called pulled put options, such that they can create this illusion of prosperity in the market and push stocks up to dangerous highs. Everyone wants to fling their feces at tourists to the unicorn zoo and get out. And the fastest way to get out and fling those feces at retail
Yeah.
investors, i.e., tourists to the unicorn zoo,
Bling
why wait 6 or 7
sees.
months?
Well,
I'm
is
an
there
investor in
anything good
several
out
companies. Well, okay,
there?
so Virgin
That means
Galactic,
no
we're going to
good product development. Let's not go there, but
well, here's the thing.
is there any.
If you have a good company, Kara, right?
Mhm.
If you start Pivot Co. and a SPAC shows up and you know that they have 93 days left to put this capital to work, who do you think wins that negotiation? So I
Right.
believe long term, and the data shows this, the reason why SPACs have underperformed is typically you're never going to find a buyer that has to overpay the way a SPAC does. So it's
Mhm.
typically a market top. It's a canary in the coal mine.
Okay, which means not good products and crappy companies is really what you're saying, that innovation is
No, it
dead.
just means they're overpaying. It means when you buy a SPAC, you might get the short-term pop because you're taking a company into this incredible market that wants to get out and get liquidity and get that oxygen and that hallucinogen, the psilocybin from those Robinhood traders that will value your company more than it's probably worth over the long term. But typically, as these companies level out and the markets regain sobriety, you find that the
Mhm.
SPAC, the initial vehicle, overpaid for the company.
All right, so over and under good product development, really innovate. That are you suggesting we're in a period of fallow innovation, or do you feel that there will be a boom in innovation, or it's just people will just buy like the way Facebook this week had Reels, taking advantage of TikTok's problems as
We're in a remarkable era of non-innovation where the number of new businesses being formed has been cut in half since the Carter administration. That was the innovation heyday because all of the capital is now flowing, human and financial, to a series of small players and disruptors in each space who go out and acquire anyone who actually innovates around product, which ultimately is bad for the economy. So we're in an era of non-innovation right now. We've moved from an innovation to a capital formation economy, and where it's headed, unfortunately, is to an exploitation economy as we've run out of innovation, in my view.
Exploitation. I like this. Scott, I missed you. I miss you every week. Anyway,
Thanks,
we're going to
Kara.
come in. That's really fascinating. I'm a little bit depressed. All right.